Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Wicked Gamer and Collector. So in today's video we are going to talk about the Sega Saturn portable. But then you're thinking, okay Wicked, but what are you holding over there? So this is the Powkiddy, or the Powkiddy X15. This device runs on Android and there is a good emulator for Sega Saturn. So we're thinking, let's make this device a very nice Sega Saturn emulation machine. This thing costs around, let's say, $90, and the question remains, does it boot up, and most important, does the game run playable? Because it's basically a cheap device, but always the question, does it run the games well? Alright, as you already go in standby mode, and what I want to show you, there is an emulator out there that is working very well, and it's the Yaba Sanshiro. That's a very nice emulator. That's something we are going to test out. This is the emulator. We're going to test some games and let's see how they are running. Alright, stay tuned, get some something to drink. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell. Become on the Wicked family and let's play some retro games. Alright, so at the left top corner I am showing you the FPS so you can see if this thing has frame skip and how good are the FPS. Alright, it takes some time to boot up, but let's go. Alright, so the sound itself is not the best, but let's see how does it play. First game, let's try Daytona. Alright. I think I pressed the right button. It's running on 40 FPS. This sounds pretty good. The volume is maxed out. Very curious how this is going to run. If you look at the performance at the moment, peaking at 50 frames. No idea which button I need to choose. It sounds not bad. But it is something you need to consider if you think this is playable. Sadly, this is not running on 60 frames. Alright, let's play a little bit more. Even the D-pad is not like a real D-pad, it plays fine. Let's see, you can use the analog stick. The analog stick is supported. We have a lot of left to go. Ooh. Alright, time extension, very nice. Alright, as you can see, the three-dimensional games, they are running, not at full speed, but it's playable, in my opinion. Well, maybe it's fun now to check a two-dimensional game with the cheapest version, or cheap emulation handhelds. I did notice when you're playing some two-dimensional games, it's most of the time, let's say, better playable, to getting more frames. Alright, as you can see, it's running now for 60 frames. Let's see if the game plays well. The sound is a little bit off, but... Alright, loading time. Take some time. Alright. Alright, let's go.
Choose your destiny.
As you can see, it dipping a little bit.
Excellent.
Loading. Alright, yes.
Fight.
Himalane!
Fight.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. I know. So what you can see is that the Mortal Kombat of two-dimensional game is running just fine. So you seriously need to get used to the analog stick, but you're getting the point. Ooh, it started skipping big time. Episode 1. Are you ready for it? I am. Let's go. The sound is a little bit better than with the Daytona game, but as you can see, it's flickering. Alright, I'm going to get into the settings. Let's see if I can fix it. Alright, so I did messing around with the settings to get some better performance and stop the flickering, but it is highly possible that maybe because of the frame skipping, it's not working like it should be. It's a shame because this game is just amazing. And the sound is way better than the Daytona game. Just we'll play a little bit. Alright, so we're going to try in the three-dimensional game, but this time it's just an older game. It's the old school Quake. Let's see how it runs. Alright, loading. Wow. Loading. You need to get used to the analog stick. I personally prefer the D-pad. Yeah, it still runs at 60 frames. It drops a little bit sometimes, but to 45. But again, it's like with Daytona, it's still very playable, in my opinion. Alright. Loading. Alright, let's play something totally different. Let's play a pinball game. Not very demanding if it comes to the graphical part, so I'm thinking maybe fun to play. Alright.
Go pinball.
Alright. Going great. Oh, this is a totally new way of playing pinball games. Hello?
Go where?
A lot of frame skipping. Funny thing is, for I just don't do it like this. Racing! Ooh! So far so good. Oh, this thing's very loud. Right, loading time, loading time. Back from the 90s, loading time, loading time, loading time. Yeah. He is struggling big time.
Ready, set, go!
Even big delay in the sound. So this is basically unplayable. Oh, getting up some frames, getting the frames. Yes, 40. Woo! The sun is shining on me. You can always enjoy the soundtrack. This is the game, the Sonic game, that I basically want to forget. So I'm going to quit. It runs like shit, don't care. Let's try virtual racing. If this thing runs a little bit better than Sonic. Yes. Start the game, please. Thank you. Start to play. Loading time, loading time. Alright. The music sounds good. Loading time. What did I say again? Oh, that was really bad. That was really bad, people. Alright. I don't know what I did.
2, 1, go!
35 frames. Yeah. So this game is sticking around 30 frames. I'm going to lower the sound because it's horrible. I don't know what's better. So the analog stick or the D-pad. Yeah. 30 frames of the 60, so that is not very well. Not even a peak to 40 or something like that. But again, it is something you need to consider for yourself if you find this label. The cool Budget X15, it's a very cheap device, or very cheap. It's cheaper than the regular Android devices. So that's something you really need to consider. And Sega Saturn, I don't know how compatible this emulator is for every single game, because more like in different factors how compatible is the game with the emulator and the emulator with the hardware of the device I'm playing on at the moment. So all the little things you need to consider. Alright, let's skip the loading time. So in the menu they did get some decent performance. "37 frames, 35, alright. Need to find the button to give some acceleration. 38, 39. So it's a little bit better performance than the virtual racing. Very strange, to be honest, but yeah, this is not very good for a Wipeout game to play. Music sounds good for that's new. Most time the sound is even more or worse than the frame rate itself, but ooh. What you need to consider for yourself if you think this is playable for you. It runs really choppy. I have seen personally enough. Alright, so this is the testing video for Sega Saturn on the cool baby X15. So it's what I already mentioned, it's more like a cheap Android device, but if you look at the performance of a lot of these games, yeah, some are, let's say, playable, but that's something you need to consider for yourself. If you want to have high performance, I think we're going to need a more powerful device. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family. And it would be great because it means I will see you in the next video.